What happens when a surprise pregnancy forces a girl to face her past and a love shed tried to leave behind? In a world filled with colorful dreams, can she trust the one person who once broke her heart? Hi everyone, I'm Lily and I'm 16 years old. I live in a small town where the streets are filled with colorful murals. I love to paint and art is my way of expressing myself. Sometimes it feels like in my world filled with bright colors, dark clouds keep trying to sneak in. I have a lot going on in my life right now, especially since I'm about to become a mom. That's a pretty big deal, right? I'm figuring out how to balance my dreams, my feelings, and my new reality. I hope you'll join me on this journey as I navigate the ups and downs, the twists and turns, and maybe even some surprises along the way. Let's dive into my story together. I sat on my bed, staring at my phone. The message from Ethan blinked back at me, a little light in my otherwise gray world. I have an offer for you. Come to the gala with me. You'll get $3,000. 3,000? What? I murmured to myself, my heart racing. I picked up my phone, feeling a mix of excitement and fear. What are you doing, Lily? Emma asked, her voice sharp as she walked into my room. I can make some money, I replied, my eyes wide. It's just a gala. How bad could it be? Emma crossed her arms, frowning. You don't even know Ethan that well. What if he's just using you? I shrugged. I need the money, Emma. Mom's bills are piling up. I can't just sit here. But, she started, her voice softening. What if it's dangerous? You should think it through. I took a deep breath. No, I've thought about it. I can do this. Emma sighed. Just promise me you'll be careful. You mean a lot to me, Lily. Yeah, I promise. I brushed off her worries. I felt a mix of determination and excitement. I decided I wouldn't let my fears hold me back. The night of the gala arrived, and I stood in front of the mirror, adjusting my colorful dress. It swirled around me, vibrant and bright. I didn't usually wear such fancy clothes. What do you think, Emma? I called out, spinning a little. It's very colorful, she said, her eyes wide. I know, it's perfect for a gala. I laughed, but deep down my stomach felt like a knot. Just remember what I said, she warned, her voice quieter now. I will, I replied, trying to sound confident. When I arrived at the gala, I felt out of place. The entrance was glamorous, with people in sparkling clothes. I spotted Ethan near the entrance, dressed sharply in a tuxedo. He looked up and smiled when he saw me. Wow, Lily, you look stunning, he said, his eyes sparkling. Thanks, I said, nervous. I'm not sure if this dress fits in, though. Ethan shook his head. You definitely fit in. Come on. As we moved inside, I felt butterflies in my stomach. The room was filled with laughter and chatter. Rich people glided past us, showcasing their fancy clothes. This is wild, I whispered to Ethan, amazed. Just relax and have fun. You're doing great, he assured me, his voice calm. Suddenly, a tall man bumped into me. Watch where you're going, I snapped, feeling angry. He turned and smirked. Don't worry, darling. This party is for people like us. Ethan frowned. Ignore him. I nodded, but I felt a chill creep up my spine. What kind of place was this? Was I really safe here? Just as I was starting to wonder, I saw Emma's worried face flash in my mind. Hey, are you okay? Ethan asked, noticing my hesitation. I'm fine, I lied, forcing a smile. Let's have fun. But deep down, fear seeped in. Was this gala everything I thought it would be? What had I gotten myself into? The night had just begun, and already my heart raced with so many thoughts. Would I regret this decision? As we stepped deeper into the gala, the glittering chandeliers were blinding. I felt a rush of overwhelming excitement mixed with fear. People laughed and chatted, dressed in their best suits and gowns. I tugged at the neckline of my colorful dress. Did I really belong here? Would you like some champagne? Ethan asked, his voice soothing. Sure, I replied, trying to sound grown up. As we moved through the crowd, he suddenly stopped. Oh, there's someone I want you to meet. My heart sank. Who was he going to introduce me to? I glanced around nervously. Lily, this is my ex, Sophia, Ethan said, gesturing toward a beautiful girl with slick, shiny hair and a designer dress that shimmered in the light. Hi, Ethan, Sophia said, her voice smooth like silk. Then she looked at me, her eyes narrowing slightly. And who's this? I'm Lily, I said, feeling small under her gaze. Oh, how lovely. Sophia smiled, but I could sense a challenge in her eyes. So, you're joining Ethan tonight? Yup, just here for the gala, I said, trying to sound cheerful. Sophia tilted her head, clearly intrigued. It must be exciting being around all these people. She gestured at the crowd, her smile looking more like a smirk. Exciting and a bit scary, I admitted, my voice barely above a whisper. The truth was, I felt like a fish out of water. Ethan jumped in. You should see her dance. She really lights up the room. Dance? Oh, please, Sophia chuckled, her eyes sparkling with a hint of mockery. You must be quite the entertainer. I felt a heat rise to my cheeks. Did she think I was just some naive girl? I wanted to prove her wrong. Actually, I love to dance, I said, surprising even myself. You should join me sometime. Sophia laughed lightly. Maybe I will. Just be sure to keep up. I clenched my fists, trying to stay calm. I can handle myself, thank you. Ethan frowned at her. Let's go, Lily. There's more to see. As we moved away, I breathed a sigh of relief. Wow, she is something, I said to Ethan, trying to shake off the tension. He glanced back. Don't let her bother you. She's just jealous. Jealous? I raised an eyebrow, surprised. Ethan smiled. Yeah, you're real and she's, well, you get it. I relaxed a little. Thanks. I just feel like I don't belong here. Just be yourself, Ethan said, patting my back gently. You're doing great. I took a deep breath. My heart felt less heavy. We joined a group of people who were chatting, and I tried to find my footing in this world of luxury. Lily, tell us about yourself, a woman said, her eyes bright with curiosity. Okay, I started, feeling the warmth of their attention. I love music and dancing. I volunteer at the local shelter on weekends. Really? That's amazing, someone exclaimed. Yeah, I think it's important to help others, I said, my confidence growing. In that moment, I felt a little sparkle of acceptance. Their intrigued faces warmed my heart. Maybe I could charm this crowd after all. As the conversations continued, I realized something. I didn't need to pretend to be someone I wasn't. My honesty was my strength. The gala might have been overwhelming, but I was learning to stand tall. Maybe I did belong here after all. The night was still young, and I was ready for whatever came next. As the night went on, something incredible happened. I couldn't believe it when I heard the whispers around me. Did you see that girl? She's amazing. Who is she? I need to know. I glanced at Ethan, anxiety bubbling inside me. What are they talking about? Looks like you've made quite an impression, he replied, his eyes sparkling with excitement. I blushed. Me? I was just being myself. Exactly. That's what they love, he said, grinning. Later, as people began to leave, a girl approached me with her phone in hand. Can I take a picture of you? You're like a mystery girl. Everyone is talking about you. A wave of confusion washed over me. Me. Why? I don't know. You're just different, she said, bubbling with enthusiasm. I smiled shyly, not quite believing her, but as she snapped my picture, I felt a rush of pride. Maybe I was not just a nobody anymore. When I found Ethan again, his face lit up. "You're going viral, Lily. People are calling you the mystery girl." I laughed nervously. "But I didn't do anything special." "You just showed them the real you." He leaned closer, his voice warm. "And that's beautiful." A shiver of warmth ran through me, but a tiny voice inside me whispered, "Be careful." The night came to an end, and as we stepped outside, the cool breeze met my face. "What now?" I asked, my heart still racing from the events of the evening. Ethan looked at me, his expression serious. "I'd like you to join me for more events like this. They want to see you, and I want you around." "Really?" I asked, surprised and thrilled at the same time. "But what about Sophia?" He shrugged. "She's just part of my past. I want to focus on the present." "What if people think we're together?" My voice wobbled. "Does that bother you?" he asked, searching my eyes. I hesitated. "I don't know. I like hanging out with you, but I'm still cautious." "I understand. Take your time." He smiled, tipping his head slightly. "Just know that I'm here." His words wrapped around me like a warm blanket. I felt something spark between us. Was it possible that I was developing feelings for him? "Okay then," I said, mustering some confidence. "I'll come to more of these events." "Great. I'll have my team schedule them. You'll rise to stardom in no time." Ethan laughed, but I could see the seriousness in his eyes. As we walked to his car, I felt a mixture of excitement and fear. I was stepping into a new world, one that sparkled with opportunity, but in that same world I feared the shadows lurking behind the bright lights. "Promise me something?" I said as we reached the car. "Anything," he replied, looking straight at me. "Promise you'll be honest with me. I don't want any surprises." Ethan nodded, his expression serious. "I promise, Lily. I'll always be truthful with you." I nodded, feeling a rush of relief. In that moment, I decided to embrace this new adventure. But as my heart raced for him, that small voice again whispered a warning. "Stay cautious, Lily." The night was ending, but my journey was just beginning. I had the chance to shine, but I needed to be careful. Whatever lay ahead, I was ready to face it, one step at a time. The soft glow of the chandeliers lit up the grand hall as I entered yet another glamorous event with Ethan. I adjusted my dress, a shimmering silver, feeling both beautiful and anxious. People greeted me with excitement. "There's the mystery girl," they exclaimed, making me blush each time. Ethan was right beside me, his presence making my heart race. "You see, they adore you," he said, grinning widely. "Yeah, I guess so," I replied, trying to hide my nervousness. As the night went on, Ethan held my hand as we danced. With every sway, I felt a spark between us. "Lily, you make everything feel magical," he whispered in my ear, sending shivers down my spine. I pulled back slightly, looking into his eyes. "Do you really mean that?" "Of course. You light up every room," he said, his gaze steady. But as I smiled back, doubts crept into my mind. "But why do you want me around? Is it just because of the attention?" "What?" He looked surprised. "No, it's because I like you. You're real, unlike so many others." I bit my lip, feeling a mix of happiness and fear. But what if people see me as just your accessory? "Lily," he said, taking my hands in his, "I want you here. Not for appearances, but because I care about you." His sincerity warmed my heart, yet the voice of doubt wouldn't quiet down. "But what do you really want from me?" I asked, my voice shaky. "What if it's all just for show?" Ethan's expression changed, a shadow crossing his face. "That's not fair, Lily. I told you how I feel." I know," I blurted out, feeling overwhelmed. "It's just, this is all so new to me." He sighed softly, looking away for a moment. "Okay, I get it. I want you to trust me." but I also can't control what others think. I nodded, my heart pounding. It's just hard for me to understand my role in all of this. Some days I feel important, and others I feel like a pawn. You're not a pawn, he said, frustration creeping into his voice. You're someone I genuinely enjoy being with. I want to see where this goes. But where is it going, Ethan? I asked, feeling tears prick at the corners of my eyes. I don't want to get hurt. He stepped closer, his voice softening. I don't want to hurt you either, Lily. This is real for me. But was it real for him? Saving my own heart felt more important than chasing after something that might break it. After the event, that night he invited me to his penthouse. I looked around at the luxury filled with quiet elegance, but inside I felt restless. As we sat on the couch, the atmosphere grew heavy. I need to leave, I finally said, my voice shaking. What? Why? Ethan looked shocked. Because I'm scared, I admitted, tears spilling over. I don't know where I fit in your life. I don't want to be just a part of a game. His expression softened, but I couldn't stay. I just can't do this right now, I said, grabbing my bag. Lily, please don't go, he pleaded, reaching for me. But I gently pulled away. I need to figure things out on my own. I can't lose myself in this. With every step toward the door, I felt an ache in my heart. I didn't want to leave, but I also couldn't stay when I felt so confused. I'll be okay, I whispered, opening the door. Please, don't think this is the end, he called after me, but I stepped into the night, needing space to breathe. The cool air hit my face and I took a deep breath. I felt free and scared all at once. Was this the right choice? Would it be the last time I'd ever see him? I didn't know. All I knew was that I needed to figure out who I was. Months passed since I had left Ethan's penthouse, and with each day, the world felt a little brighter. I dove deep into my art, letting paint and brush strokes fill my thoughts. My canvas became my escape. Each mural I painted was a piece of me, a way to hide my growing fears. But as I concentrated on my colorful creations, something else was stirring inside me. My clothes felt tighter, and I noticed my reflection showed a small baby bump. Panic fluttered in my chest. What do? I whispered to myself each morning. I loved painting, but the idea of facing Ethan again filled me with dread. How would I tell him? Would he even want to know? One sunny afternoon, I was working on a large mural in the park when I saw Ethan approach. My heart skipped a beat. I dropped my paintbrush, feeling panic rise. Lily? His voice was like music I had forgotten. Ethan, I said, trying to keep my voice steady, what are you doing here? I was surprised to see your work. It's incredible. He stepped closer, his eyes widening at the vibrant colors. Thanks, I've been busy, I replied, avoiding eye contact. But he hesitated, studying my face. Where have you been? You disappeared without a word. Life got complicated, I said carefully, my heart racing. I placed my hand over my belly instinctively, hiding it from him. Complicated? You could have at least told me. I thought we had something special, he said, hurt flashing in his eyes. I bit my lip. I needed space, Ethan. I was scared. Scared? Of what? He asked, confusion swirling around him. Of everything. Of us, of feelings, and what would happen next, I exclaimed, all the emotions tumbling out in a rush. I didn't want to get hurt again. His disappointment sank into the air. So, you just ran away? I thought you were different. I thought I was different too, I said, tears beginning to form. But I needed to find myself, and I hesitated. Should I tell him? And, he pushed, stepping closer. And I've been dealing with things, I said, barely above a whisper. Things? What kind of things? Ethan was now searching my eyes. Taking a deep breath, I revealed, I'm having a baby. His eyes widened in shock. A baby? I nodded, feeling the weight of the moment. I didn't know how to tell you. I didn't know what you'd think. A baby, Ethan repeated, his voice trailing off. He seemed lost in thought, trying to piece together all that had happened. This is why I left. I was so scared of everything changing, I admitted, my heart pounding. Ethan inhaled sharply, a myriad of emotions crossing his face. Do you think I would just walk away from you and this? I didn't know what you wanted, Ethan. I didn't want to hurt you, I said, feeling overwhelmed. He stepped closer, his voice firm but gentle. You won't hurt me. We can figure this out together. I don't know if we can, I said, shaking my head. I'm still afraid. What if we're not right for each other? Lily, he said softly, we owe it to ourselves to try. I want to be here for you and for the baby. I care about you. Tears streamed down my cheeks, but I ran away. I thought I could do this all alone. You're not alone anymore. I want to be part of this, he said, determination shining in his eyes. A part of me craved that connection again, but fear clawed at my heart. What if it doesn't work? I asked, my voice trembling. Ethan reached out, taking my hands in his. Then at least we tried, right? But we'll never know if you keep pushing me away. I looked up into his eyes, searching for an answer, hope flickering inside me. Could we truly face this together? The weight of my choices hung in the air, but as the sun began to set, I felt something shift inside me. Maybe it was time to stop running. Standing there, my heart raced as I watched Ethan process my news. His expression shifted from shock to concern, and I felt an overwhelming wave of emotions wash over me. A baby, he murmured again, more to himself than to me. I know it's a lot to take in, I said softly. I didn't plan for this. Ethan took a step closer, his eyes locked on mine. But you're pregnant? Are you okay? I'm okay, just scared, I admitted, feeling vulnerable. I didn't know how to tell you. I wish you would have, he said, his tone filled with sincerity. You don't have to go through this alone. I want to be here for you. We can make this work. Make it work? I echoed, doubt creeping back into my mind. What does that even mean? I have a plan, he said, determination flushing his face. I want to help you. I want to support you and the baby. Support me? How? I can help with the medical bills, find a place for us to stay, and even help with the baby's needs. We can do this together. Together, I repeated, feeling a flicker of hope ignite inside me. Yes, he exclaimed, taking my hands again. I didn't realize how much I liked you until you were gone. And now that I know you're having my baby, I want to step up. I want to be the partner you deserve. His eyes shone with earnestness, and for the first time, I felt like there was a chance. But what about everything we went through? He shook his head, frustration tightening his jaw. We can overcome our past. I'll prove to you that my intentions are true. I won't run away this time. As I watched him, my heart began to soften. Could I really trust him again? Please, Lily, he said, lowering his voice. Let me show you how much I care. You don't have to face this alone. I hesitated, but deep down I craved this connection that had been ripped away. I just don't want to be hurt again, Ethan. I get that, he replied, his voice gentle, but I promise I'll do everything I can to make sure you're safe and happy. Then he sank down to one knee, surprising me completely. Lily, I know this might seem crazy, but I want you to know how serious I am. I'm committed to you, I love you, and I want to be part of this life that's coming into the world. My breath caught in my throat, and tears brimmed in my eyes. You love me. Yes, I've loved you for a long time, and I just didn't know how to say it, he confessed, his sincerity shining through. I'll always be here for you and the baby. I want to build a life together. All at once, the walls I had built around my heart began to crumble. I felt a warmth spreading through me. Could this really be the start of something beautiful? Ethan, my heart raced as I struggled to find the words. I didn't expect this. It's so overwhelming. I want you to take your time, he said, still holding my hands, but please don't shut me out again. We can face the world together. The sincerity in his eyes ignited a spark of hope within me. I'm really scared, but I want to try. A smile broke across his face. That's all I want, Lily. Let's take this journey one step at a time. In that moment, I realized how much I had longed for him. I leaned down, wrapping my arms around him. Okay, let's do this. As he held me tight, I felt lighter, my fears easing away. We weren't just partners in this. We were stepping into a new adventure together, one filled with possibilities. The sun peeked through my window, casting warm rays across my room. It was morning, and I felt a mix of excitement and anxiety swirling inside me. Today, I would meet with Ethan to start planning our future, and I was terrified. Lily, are you ready? Ethan called from the living room, his voice bright and hopeful. I took a deep breath, staring at myself in the mirror. I think so, I shouted back, but my reflection didn't show the confidence I wanted to project. When I walked into the living room, I found Ethan sitting on the couch, his eyes lit up as they met mine. You look amazing, he said, his smile instantly soothing my nerves. Thanks, I replied, forcing a smile. I'm excited but also scared. Ethan nodded, standing up. That's completely understandable. We can take this slowly, one step at a time. Okay, I agreed, feeling a bit more at ease. So, what's first on the agenda? Let's start with the baby's needs. We can make a list. There are tons of things to think about, he replied, enthusiasm bubbling in his voice. As we began discussing gear, diapers, and cribs, I felt a warmth spreading in my heart. Maybe this could be okay. Maybe I could let him in again for the sake of our child. Have you thought about names? Ethan asked suddenly, his eyes twinkling. I chuckled nervously. Not really. I mean, it feels too early to think about that. Just imagine, what if it's a girl or a boy? He leaned closer, his excitement contagious. I'm already thinking about how this baby will change our lives. Yeah, it will, I said quietly, feeling a smile form, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything. I don't know if I can completely trust you yet. I get it, he replied earnestly. I'll do whatever it takes to show you that I'm here to stay. As we continued chatting, my heart fluttered with hope. In that moment, I decided to invest a little trust in him. But just then, my phone buzzed, breaking the moment. A message appeared from Emma. Check social media. You need to see this. Frowning, I quickly opened my phone and scrolled through. My heart sank as I saw it, a picture of Ethan and Sophia together at a big event. They looked cozy, smiles plastered on their faces. What's wrong? Ethan asked, noticing my expression change. Look, I said, handing him my phone. He took it, his brows furrowing. Sophia? Why is she still around? I thought you said she was part of your past, I exclaimed, feeling jealousy bubble to the surface. She is. I didn't know she would be here, he said defensively. I swear, I'm done with her. Then why does it look like you're with her? I shot back, feeling the sting of betrayal creeping in. I didn't even know she was coming. This isn't what it looks like, I promise, Ethan replied, his voice rising slightly. Ethan, you have to understand. My trust is fragile right now, I said, my eyes brimming with frustration. How can I believe you when she's right there? He sighed, looking defeated. I'll talk to her. I won't let her come between us. I care about you and our child, Lily. As he spoke, the worry inside me grew bigger. I hope that's true. Just then, my phone buzzed again. It was Emma. You need to stay alert. Sophia is up to something. I have a bad feeling. Stay alert? I murmured, glancing at Ethan. What do you mean? I'll find out what's going on, he said determinedly. You don't have to worry. I won't let her mess with us. With those words, I felt a flicker of hope. Maybe we could get through this together. But deep down, another part of me whispered, what if Sophia has other plans? As our discussion continued, I tried to push my worries aside. I wanted to focus on the future we could create. Maybe this chance was worth taking for the baby. But just as we started planning again, my mind lingered on Sophia. What did she really want? I felt the tension rise. This was only the beginning, and I couldn't shake the feeling that drama was lurking just around the corner. Would our new future really be free of her? Only time would tell. Now that you've heard my story, I want to know your thoughts. If you were in my shoes, would you take the chance to trust someone who hurt you before? Comment below with what you would do and let's talk about it. Your opinions matter, and I can't wait to hear from you.